What this means is that the United States may actually or functionally withdraw from NATO, essentially to abandon Europe and to reorganize its influence, its military influence, more efficiently. And I think that that influence is probably going to be more likely to be concentrated in the East, in Europe, Eastern Europe. The future of American military strategy in Europe is not going to be centered in Berlin or Paris. It's going to be built in Warsaw. It's going to be built in Bucharest, because Eastern Europe is hungry. They're hungry for relevance, Poland especially. And they're going to be willing to trade sovereignty in order to get that relevance. They're already doing it. These countries are likely going to become the forward operating bases of American geopolitical power, military power. They'll host, permanent drone fleets, missile systems, all the surveillance infrastructure, all of it is going to be probably in Eastern Europe. They'll align socially and politically and economically with all the strategic aims of the military-industrial complex. It's not going to be a partnership. It's an incorporation. So what happens to Western and Central Europe in this future? Well, they become, as I say, zones of internal unrest, heavily surveilled, deeply militarized, governed by technocrats who don't answer to their own people, but answer to debt markets and corporate boards. I would expect to see AI policing, behavioral surveillance, dissent being classified as extremism. That's already happening. Welfare systems that aren't supposed to provide dignity, but ensure compliance. Immigrant populations are going to be scapegoated as they're being scapegoated now. Social cohesion will disintegrate. Nationalism will rise, but it won't lead to any revival of the nation state. It will only lead to repression within nation states and continental conflict. Demographically, these countries are dying. There's no growth. There's no future. The only option is managed decline and administrative sedation. I think the Scandinavian countries might fare better, but only by turning themselves into basically sort of laboratories for experimenting with algorithmic governance. They'll probably have minimal immigration. They'll have very technocratic rule, AI-mediated social contracts, They'll probably be among the safest places on earth as long as you obey, but don't mistake that peace for freedom, because they're also going to be among the most totalitarian places on earth. These are the Scandinavian countries, Northern Europe. Europe is not leading the world into the future. It's being managed even out of the present.